Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hi, buddy.
Blab.
Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. Soon to be Kick. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Happy July 4th tomorrow. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's Side Scrollers. Man, we got a good one today. I am beyond excited to talk to our guest. It's going to be a good one. Travis is not joining us because he had like a tree fall on his house or lost internet and winds and stuff. I don't know, like global warming. But Blabs has joined us. Hello, Blabs. How are you?
Hi. The tree didn't fall on Travis's house, chat. He's okay. A tree fell down on some wire, and he's been out of internet since like Friday or Thursday. I don't know. He's alive. It's okay. Okay.
Well, I think a tree did fall on Adam, and Adam is not with us today either. We haven't heard from Adam.
He's MIA.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. If Adam shows, he's great. But I'll tell you who has joined us today. After a long night of good old fucking American fun, Camelot. What's up, buddy?
Whole bunch of nothing. I'm hungover.
hey, let's go triple shot here. I like this. Let's go nice and tight.
I can't see shit, man.
I'm gonna go in solidarity with Camelot's hangover. If you got glasses, you pop them on too. All right. We're gonna look awesome today. I'm excited for this. How are you?
This way I can see.
Oh, just let me go. How are you, man?
Man, I'm good. For a hangover, it's pretty good. I mean, I was in the pool, smashing drinks, watching Miyazaki films, hanging out with women and attractive men because I'm down. I like both of those things. So it was a good night.
Do you truly, or are you just saying that?
Yes, sir. I truly do, Craig.
I don't know. I don't know these.
Send me shirtless pics. I'll be like, oh my God, Craig, what's up?
Well, listen, you don't want any shirtless pics. I got crazy dad bod right now. All right, listen.
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude.
Well, maybe I will. Can
I leave you two alone? Do you need a moment?
Yes.
All right, Camelot.
No.
No. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, like I said, it's none of my business. I don't care. Well, hey, man, I'm looking at your timeline. It looks like you had a really, honestly, a great time last night. I mean, you went out and you were doing the American hanging out by the pool thing and drinking beers and stuff.
Yeah, it was great. We were listening to 70s music. It was nice.
Who's that?
It's my buddy Avery.
Avery's rocking out over there, man.
Yeah, dude. We were all tripping balls. It was great. I was singing some Night Ranger. Sister Christian, know your time has come. Yeah, dude.
You look like, I'm telling you, this looks like the most the biggest slice of American pie ever.
Yeah, dude.
Straight up going out.
And I was kind of not looking forward to it because I was so damn drained all week. But it worked out, and I got real into it. So,
well, I'm glad you had a good time, man. We got a lot to talk about, and I think we're gonna get into why you were so drained here in a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, it'd be fun, man.
Okay, all right, sounds good. We'll get into that in a little bit. Appreciate you guys popping in wherever you're tuning in, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Rumble, whether it's YouTube. I want to remind you guys we are live over on Rumble, and the reason I tell you that is because literally every stream that we have done over the past week has been demonetized by YouTube. So we've got the yellow question or the yellow dollar sign as opposed to the regular green dollar sign. So we encourage you to head over to Rumble and follow us. It's over at rumble.com/sidescrollers because, you know, in a crazy world, we signed some exclusive deal with Rumble and we make our way over there and all is great. We don't have to worry about any of this nonsense. We can continue to do what we do.
Yep.
So, you know, whatever. We also want to remind you guys, no show tomorrow for the July 4th because, hey, we're going to be out celebrating with our families. We encourage you to do that as well. Cam, what's your July 4th look like?
Just like what you just saw. I'm doing the same thing, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, just hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your wang out, and
yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, good stuff. Good stuff. What about you, Blabs? What are you doing for Guamania and July 4th?
I'm sleeping, bro.
You're sleeping?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm sleeping in. It's gonna be the best sleep ever.
No, you're not even gonna go
to 4 a.m. Sleeping in until like 6 or 7 is like bliss.
Wait, so you're not even like gonna get up for like a July 4th parade or anything like that?
I would. I usually do, but the thing is, I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. again the next day, so I'm not gonna be out late.
Well, no, I mean like July 4th parade, like in the morning.
Oh,
you know, get up all the, you know, like can't where you live, Cody? Do you have like a small town July 4th parade or anything like that, where people are going down the street in their lawnmowers and stuff?
No, I live in a place called Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very large city, and there's like a downtown area with buildings and shit. It's I'm sure they're gonna do something, but I won't be there.
You're just gonna hang up by the pool.
I will be here drinking because I can give two shits about the Capital One float. Okay, it's like, oh, lowest interest rates. Then there's like a float of like a penis for some reason, and it's like, oh, we want to teach children about peepees, and I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know. We just want to. We want to see the look on their eyes. You know what it is? It's the flasher syndrome. You remember back in the 80s when that dude with the skullet would have the damn the trench coat on and he'd run in the mall and then he'd just open his trench coat and he'd be like just naked and then he'd run away and he'd eventually get arrested. That's what's going on, except it's on a damn large scale right now.
They don't have enough cops to arrest everybody.
No, just shoot it right the tip. Shoot the tip right off. They'll never do it again. I'm just saying.
You know, I think that'd be like if there was a law that said any sort of public indecency, you get the tip taken right off. I think it would really be like instantaneously. I think it would cut it. Pardon the pun, but I think it really, you know, nip it in the bud pretty quickly.
Yeah, remove 1 inch with a butter knife for every infraction. See, they only have to get me twice though. That's all they can do. Then they'd be like, well, can't do nothing else.
With a butter knife, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Mm. Just the slow. Oh man, it's coming through, baby. Love it. That's good. Blabs, what are your thoughts on public indecency?
Please don't do it. Unless your body's like a 10 on 10 and there's no children around. Then I guess it's okay. But if you look like a whale, please don't.
Blabs opened up the door. She's like, you got abs, bro, and you got nice chest.
You got abs? And everyone's legal around you? Okay.
Wait, how sexy is the person that showed me their body in public? That's what matters here. You know?
I've told this story before, but there was a time, Camelot, where in my younger days, I was down in South Padre Island. That is on the tip of Texas, and it's a big spring break area. And I was working for Coca-Cola at the time, and they had it was during spring break. It was during college spring break. And they had this big stage down there where they do like all the big games and music and dance parties and stuff. And it's like a big deal for Coke. So while I'm down there, they got an MC on stage. He's like, all right, let's get some kids up here. Whatever. And they get girls on stage and they do some sexy dance contest or whatever. But like everybody wants to get on stage, like everybody. And I'm 170 pounds soaking wet at the time. You know, I'm skin and bones, right? But I'm security. And by security, I mean, I'm the guy standing at the front steps, because there's front steps up the stage, not just back steps. And there's 3,000 girls out there, 5,000 total people. They're all like, and these girls want to get on stage and they're doing like ripping their tops off. They're like,
Yeah,
look, look at this, right? And the first few days, you're like, whoa, this is amazing. And after a couple days, like, there's not a better feeling than looking a girl square in the eye and just being like, that does nothing for me. Like, thanks, but you can just go to the back of the line,
Denied.
Like, you just totally get immune to it after a while.
Yeah. Like, dude,
Immune to boobs. Stuttering Craig, 2023.
No shit. I was on Instagram, okay, as us young men do, and I was scrolling through the reels, and there was this reel, and it's this guy, and he's apparently married, and the reel, like, the caption says, "How I get out of an argument," and the girl's like sitting there, and he's like, "Furthermore," and then she just shows her boobies, and he's like, "Oh," and then the argument's over. That's the joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's hypnotized by her boobies, and I commented. And I was like, this is what a sexless marriage does to a man. And it was like, it went nuclear. And it's like the top comment on the entire page. And all these women, because because so if a woman is like frequently like, having sex with her husband, she'd read that comment and laugh. But if there's women that use it transactionally and don't have sex with their husbands because they're weird, I guess, don't get married, hashtag. No, but they're all so mad. They're like, my husband still loves my body. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Okay. You have sex with your husband right now and you tell him you love him. That's because that's what women are for. Right?
What? Sex or love?
No. Yes. First one.
Sex?
Sandwiches?
No.
Sandwiches, no. Craig. You got a sandwich? Make it. Clean the kitchen. And everything else, but mainly the kitchen. Hold the flashlight when I'm taking my heads off my engine. And you better hold it good too, damn it. And also sit on my face.
I don't know if I agree with anything that you just said, Camelot.
4 things, Craig.
Oh.
That's it. The 4 things it's the 4 pillars of a good relationship. Hold the light for you, man. Sandwiches, sit on my face, clean the kitchen, and other stuff too.
I disapprove this message. Not endorsed. Not sponsored.
Oh, Reginald, I disagree. This is modern. This is 2023, bro. We got to take back to the 60s and 50s and shit.
Oh, man. It's funny because...
I'm not the new Andrew Tate.
Right. It's funny you mentioned that because going back to like the 50s and 60s and stuff. And I have... my mom she's in her 70s. Her sister's in her 70s. And we're having this conversation about, society today and everything and how, the slippery slope attached to it and everything that goes along there. And I was like, you realize that it's your fault, right? Like the slippery slope started with your generation, right? And she's like, how so? And I was like, well, everyone says you need to go back to the 50s, right? The 50s when everyone was buttoned up, they wore suits out in the subway and, they wore nice hats and women wore dresses and stuff like that. And it was like a great time, right? As we're sitting here slobs in our t-shirts and our hats and our sunglasses, right? But like, what happened the next year was the 60s and the hippie movement, right?
It was all like, say that shit. We should have killed him on sight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See the hippie, you have a long hair, shot immediately, straight to jail or shot, right? And look, the 50s were a perfect time. I'm gonna be honest. Like the 50s were literally there was nothing wrong. Everything was great. A woman talked back, backhand her, and then she'd still love you. Right, because she respected the backhand. It was like like caveman times because we used to pull them with the hair and shit. So slap the same thing, and then it didn't matter where you lived. 0 minorities. It was great. What happened, Craig?
What the hell is he talking about right now?
I'm not here, man. This is a boy talking. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, this is a good one. I'm having fun.
Hey, I love it, man. You just go crazy. All right, you just go crazy. You say what you. This is a free speech zone, except for on YouTube, where it's not free speech. All right,
this is a free speech channel, even though YouTube's definitely not free speech.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, we got a couple Rumble rants and super chats coming in. Extra Zero says, hail all, happy early Independence Day. Everyone, please contact YouTube support and tell them to remonetize geeks and gamers. Yeah, it's crazy to see, man. They got demonetized while they were streaming. I don't even know what's going on with it. I don't even know if they're still live. I'm sure they are. But yeah, they got demonetized while they were going. And Extra also came back and says Blabs' channel and Stevie Wonder with the shades.
No, I'm Ozzy Osbourne. Sean, I'm so confused. So I actually cannot see shit. Like I have to turn my head to see stuff.
Winterfell came in with the $1 Rumble rant, says left YouTube to watch here. Let's go with that. Nice. Hey, we'll appreciate that. Good stuff. And my boy Zim came in with the $10 Rumble rant. Says, let the man cook, Blabs.
Hey, I wasn't talking. He can say whatever spiel he wants. Free speech. I just don't agree.
Oh, well, you don't have to agree. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Exactly.
It's because you can't make a sandwich, can you, Blabs?
I can. I just made one.
Do you like season it and put butter and shit on it, or you just throw it together with a white bread?
No, first of all, it was a bagel sandwich, and I can feel Mike and Josiah yelling at me from the distance. I had bacon on it. I had scrambled eggs with some black pepper and mayonnaise. It was a real ass bagel sandwich.
Did you put cream cheese on it?
No, I had mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying this right now. I had the best sandwich I've ever had this weekend.
Did your wife make it?
No, I made it. Hell no. I made it. Let me tell you, best sandwich ever. I'm a hot sandwich kind of guy personally, right? Like I know some people like the cold sandwich. This is my ideal sandwich. A little bit of cheese, right? By the way, it's all in a skillet. Hot ham and cheese, right? Get some onions on it, right? Hot like hot onions, right? Like you'd have on a Philly cheesesteak or something, right? Then you put some cold. I want like ice fucking cold lettuce, right? I want cold lettuce on my sandwich. Slap that together. You got yourself a damn winner. It's amazing stuff. I don't need any mustard, no ketchup. If the meats are good enough, you're in good shape, man. If you want to go crazy. Oh, and I put bacon on it too. The bacon on it was the kicker. So anyways.
I have a real question for you.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of different bacons, right? So you got your bacon, you got Canadian bacon, and then there's like another one, what they call like turkey bacon. Do you guys still consider that bacon?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
I come from a pig's ass cheeks. If it's not from the pig's ass cheeks, I don't want it.
It's like saying, do you consider a tofu burger a burger? No.
Well, it's not the same. I know that, but I mean, at least all these other things are meat, whereas those are just processed stuff.
Mm-mm.
It's why they call the Impossible Whopper the Impossible Whopper, because it's impossible for it to ever taste anything like a real Whopper.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the almond milk. I'm sorry, do you get like 4 a.m. to go milk some almond titties? I don't think so. It's almond juice.
Find the titty on an almond for me, please.
Just
Just love the idea of Blabs. There's a meme for you, Blabs squeezing the almond titty, in her words.
4 in the morning.
Starscreen came in at the $10 Rumble rant. Says, yo, Cam, fellow Alabaman here. Shame all this stuff went down with Pippa / Phase Connect. The episode you did with her was amazing. Y'all have great chemistry. Camelot Pippa show would have been fire.
Yeah, well, she's great.
I don't know enough about this to talk about, but we're going to get into this in a little bit. I'm really excited to have this conversation because I've watched this kind of from afar, and I just don't understand anything. I don't understand it. So we'll get into that. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Let's see. Oh, Com also came in with the resub tier 1 for 38 months over on Twitch. Thank you so much, Com. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, let's get into some quick hits before we get into the Camelot Pippa stuff, because this is fascinating. So, Blabs, this is on you. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Partners. Sounds good. Thank you. Great job. Camelot, did you watch? We're going to talk some movies today, man. Did you ever see Gladiator? What do you think of Gladiator, the movie?
The one with Russell Crowe?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's top tier, right?
Love it.
Do you know they're making a sequel?
Yes. And I'm like, well, didn't he go to like his plane with his family because he's dead as hell? Like, yeah. So what are they gonna do to the sequel?
Well, it's good thing you asked, because everybody is asking Russell Crowe about this, and Russell Crowe has come out and says like he legitimately doesn't know anything. He says, in that world, I'm dead, 6 feet under, but I do admit a certain tinge of jealousy because it reminds me of when I was younger and what it meant to me in my life. They should be fucking paying me for the amount of questions I'm asked about a film I'm not even in. So
Wait, he dies? I've never seen the movie.
Yes.
for the
Oh no, spoilers.
It came out in like 1990.
I know, but I've just never seen it. Oh well. Now I
Yeah.
don't need to.
It'll probably be some bullshit like Michael B. Jordan is like the new gladiator. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? All right. Why is he in Rome? How'd he get there? It made no sense.
Yes, Blabs. The gladiator dies in the end.
Shit, man.
But it's a God. Blabs, we're gonna play later today when we get into
Never
movies.
have I watched.
We're gonna play Has Blabs Seen? All right, because we're gonna talk about these major all-time classic movies, and I'm curious to see how many of them Blabs will see. I'll say we'll take the top 10. I got a list here. The top 10 July 4th movies, and we're gonna see how many of these you've actually seen.
Oh dear.
All right.
Okay.
And we'll do that in a little bit. Okay. I'm honestly kind of scared. All right. Cam, you stream it over on Kick It All?
I have not. I've been thinking about it though, like maybe playing some like Resident Evil, like classic Resident Evil stuff or something like that, or some old Legend of Zelda stuff. But then again, it's finding the time to do that. It's pretty brutal. So
yeah, they've been on Kick's been on fire lately. They've been signing all sorts of people, handing out gajillion-dollar deals, and I'll say the thing about Kick is they are considerably more swift and nimble than Twitch currently is. They're making things happen a lot quicker than Amazon and Twitch, which is it's something that with Twitch, someone has an idea, it takes 2 weeks to go through middle management, and then it goes into development, and then it's live like 6 weeks later, right?
Twitch's death will inevitably be because the people that work for Twitch all think they're part of a weird cool club that no one gives a fuck about. That's kind of what's going on with Twitch. You have all these people, you have the first tier mods, then you have the second tier, then the third tier, and then whoever's working in really upper management, and they all think that they're above every other platform and communication. So you'll have all these weird policies. They pay the least. They care the least about their creators, which is crazy because YouTube exists, and Twitch still cares less about their creators. I don't see how Twitch even is still around. And then when you see the offers that like Rumble and Kick make to everyday people, it just blows me away. I mean, I have 2 Rumble contacts I can text right now, and they'll respond to me, and they work within Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good luck doing that with Twitch, or them even answering an email, because they're too busy freaking circle jerking in the office for some reason. So
yeah, I have to say I've had issues with Twitch, like just like emotes not showing up after you upload them, and then you don't it takes a month plus to get them approved. Whereas Kick, if I had a question, I would email them. I'm not even joking. Within 10 minutes, they were replying back to me, and within like half an hour, everything was solved.
Yep.
Like it was wild. Like they have great customer service.
That's how it should be. But like I said, something weird about Twitch. I remember reading a message board where there was like an employee from Twitch that had just left, and he was like, ask me whatever, ask me anything. It was like an AMA. And all these people were like, what's going on here? And he said, or she said, that Twitch, like corporate or whatever it was, like where they work, was like a giant popularity club. And it was just, it was like infighting, and they would intentionally like have like almost like watch parties where they would get together and mess with creators on Twitch and joke about it and laugh. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, this place is awful.
Yeah. So
I left Twitch and never looked back. Like last year, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this forever.
Probably, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, I made a visit to the Twitch offices, and like in downtown San Francisco, and it was the amount of money that they spent on bullshit. I was floored by, like absolutely floored. And it was the most like California bullshit way office I've ever seen, right? The idea, like they had a masseuse room, a room just for a masseuse to rub their employees. They had this giant ass break room with all the food you could eat, all the candy you could eat. They would serve lunches every single day for like catered in lunches every single day for their entire staff. I'm like, how much money are these people fucking wasting? But the thing about it out in La La Land and California was someone somewhere along the line, someone's like, well, we're going to provide lunch for our employees. And then it became a keeping up with the Joneses type thing. That was a standard thing. And people like, well, you know, how come everything costs so much out there? It was amazing. It's amazing to see. And the money was just infinite money.
Yeah. So. And this was back when there was pretty much no competition. Right. So before super chats and shit, like YouTube was kind of not a streaming. It was not even kind of a streaming platform. And it was meant for long form videos. That's it. There was nothing else. Like, where are you going to go to stream? Like Facebook? No. So Twitch was all that existed. Now there's like 5 different alternatives that are extremely viable. When I was on Twitch and I had 200 average viewers my first month or two on Twitch, like 300-400 average viewers always. Had subs coming in left and right. All that stuff was working out well. You know, I was an affiliate, which is, you know, whatever. And I think I made $468 streaming 12 times a month for the 2 months. And then, of course, Twitch, they refused my partner application because what I read in this forum issue is that they always deny partner applications up to 3 to 4 times just for fun. It's part of a hazing ritual they do to people on Twitch. Like actual employees inside the corporate office or whatever for Twitch actually have a hazing ritual, like a frat, where they auto refuse the first up to 3 to 4 partner applications, no matter what. They just hit no. They don't even read it. And then they will go and they'll all get together and they'll watch the next stream for that user, or they will go to their social medias and watch how they respond. Just for
that's
fun.
amazing.
It's fucking crazy. So, anyways, there's so much competition. I made $468 for 2 months on Twitch. $468. I moved when I put on Twitter that my partner application got denied, and I read all this stuff about, you know, the inner workings of Twitch and decided to get out of Twitch. Right. Rumble messaged me and was like, dude, come to Rumble. I made almost $5,000 in my first month on Rumble.
Wow.
And it's Rumble. And this was before Rumble even updated. This was like November of last year. So yeah, Twitch has no reason to exist, in my opinion.
Well, they're certainly stumbling right now because Kick is making them look like assholes.
Yep.
As Abomination came in with a $2 Rumble rant, says, heard that Kick is also going to give an option to hide the gambling and thought categories, instant W. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. As Kick added the option to where you can actually just say, hey, I really don't want to see this shit. And that's amazing to see. Very, very cool. So
is there an option to only show hot tub streams?
I mean, I just have it bookmarked on your browser.
Oh yeah, hot tub category, baby.
Well, Blabs, you're big on the hot tub category.
It's true. Every Tuesday almost I go and watch. Although it's never like on my history chat browser and all that because I go in incognito mode and I don't even log in on my Kick account, so like it's completely separate. But yeah, if you guys want to come judge E-Thoughts with me one day, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Nothing would make me happier.
Totally, dude. I think we're gonna do one tomorrow if you want to come on. Or next
July
Tuesday,
4th?
4th of July. Yeah, never mind. Next week probably then.
No,
love it.
Let's be honest, Craig. It's pretty damn American watching chicks just in like.
We gotta go see what Amaranth is doing.
Yeah, dude. Like that's what I want to do. I'm gonna have like 5 girls at the house in the pool with their cheeks out.
I was thinking. I'm just gonna move past that. I was thinking about a new channel this weekend because I really like podcasts. I love watching podcasts. I like watching, whatever. Just pick a podcast. I like watching it. And I thought, I don't know if this is even possible, but I think it would be fun to do. And I'm sure there's a million of these channels out there that like kind of a watch along channels where you can watch and stop and talk. You know, I've done zero research on it, but I was like, man, it'd be fun to kind of, these are already massive podcasts to begin with. And, it's always fun to listen to something with a buddy or like the channel You, Me, in the Movies. We've had them on several times. They watch movies with their audience. And it's like, why not? I think that'd be great. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's out there. All right, you guys want to see one of the scariest things you'll ever see?
Yeah.
Just absolutely terrifying. This is from our friends over at Park Hoppin'. A roller coaster in North Carolina had to be closed down after a guest spotted a crack in
Yeah.
the roller coaster.
Ooh, I saw this. This is
Look at-
wild, bro.
This is
Yo, that's
terrifying.
big.
Watch this, Blabs.
Look at this.
Watch it. Just watch this. This is crazy. You ready? You ready for this? Look. I love it. It just goes,
Just a little.
Damn.
Whoa!
Yo,
Like
okay, that's not like a first time like crack. That's been there for ages, and they
Somebody
don't
get-
even. Oh my god!
Somebody get some super glue, boys. Get some,
Okay, some crazy glue stat.
some staples. What the hell?
that is terrifying. Gaming Druid says, "I've been there so many times." North Carolina
And
native
you're
here.
still alive.
Oh, man.
That bitch will fly off one day straight to the moon.
Oh, man, that's some terrifying stuff right there. Terrifying stuff.
Ooh.
Amazing. Let's get on this. Hey, we got some massive super chats coming in right now. As Blake came in, says, "Hope this helps offset your demonetization." Well, thank you very much, Blake. Appreciate that. Yes, everything we do is demonetized here on this channel, even if we're just talking about roller coasters. And Slagless says, "Here's 2 for the Goomba."
All right, Slagless. Thank you.
Jonathan Davis says, "Picking green beans, listening to my favorite show down here in Alabama. Happy Independence Day, everyone."
Dude, Alabama's a magical place. Such a great place.
I love Alabama. I love the Orange Coast down there, man.
Yeah, dude. It's great.
Like, legitimately, best beach I've ever been on.
Yeah, dude. I went there recently.
Yeah.
Great.
Top tier.
Dude, I
Thank
drank
you.
some tea that was infused with THC, and I drank too much of it, and I was gone for like 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, I put myself in a dark room. It was rough. I just went into a dark room and sat there for like 2 days. It's great.
Wait. Okay. This is an entirely different conversation that we gotta get in on some other time.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Have you, when you say THC, that's like that is,
That's like marijuana.
yeah, it's like weed, right?
Yeah. It was this guy infused it with like some sweet tea, and he was like, "Dude, just take a little sip. Just take a little sip." And I'm a dumbass, so I took like just a kind of a gulp, and it was, dude, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, I was in space, and then I was like, "Oh, this feels pretty good," and then it got real bad real fast, and I just went in a room, bro. I was like,
Oh, really?
and if people like walked in, they look like ethereal like figures, like angels, actually how they would look depicted by the Bible. That's what it was like. People would open the door and it was like 90 eyeballs and like light. And I'm like, close the door. It was rough, man.
So
Dang,
you didn't like it. You didn't like the trip.
No. I mean, and I've done that shit 100 times. It's just that was the bad one. I don't know what that was a bad one. I think he laced it with some freaking death shavings or something. It was freaking terrifying, man.
I'm gonna need to like this. This is we talk about round tables all the time, right? Like I want to do a dating app round table, right? Where I like old man Craig talks to the younger generation about what dating is like today, and I like to do a like a drug round table because I've never done drugs before, but it would be I'm fascinated by the response.
Ever in your life smoked weed?
Nope. Never have. But not to say that like I'm intrigued by the effects that it has on the body, right? So I'm always fascinated by hearing the stories that people have, what a bad trip looks like, or whatever I'm really intrigued by the whole thing.
Dude,
So.
and then you have people condescendingly like I'll be like, yeah, I took this stuff and I was tripping balls and I didn't expect it to be like that. And they're like, yeah, THC doesn't do that, so you're lying. And I'm like, for one, I've had people tell me they've experienced stuff like that and I have experienced it multiple times. I'm like, apparently you think everybody's the same, and I don't. All right. Now, like smoking is always the same exact thing every time. Taking edible stuff, no. That shit's crazy. It can get pretty crazy. It's pretty fun, but sometimes
don't do the edible thing.
No, yeah, I didn't try it. I'd try whatever, but it's just They hit completely different, completely different.
Oh,
Like edibles versus just smoking. So not even kind of the same thing for me anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I feel like once again, these are all things that I need to learn about that I'm like legitimately intrigued by. Because like I said, I don't care what people do as long as they don't hurt anybody doing it. I don't care. You know, whatever. To each their own. It's Your Daddy came in and says Jeremy's G&G channel got struck and demonetized. Yeah, I actually DM'd him and he said that they used some new streaming software or something, and I think that had something to do with it. It's kind of odd, kind of an odd thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I would like to. They probably had a target on them for a while. You know, if I'm being totally honest with you, just because they speak it how it is. And let's listen to this. Neanderthal came in with the 50. You call those pink boys? Is that what you call them?
You have to
pink
say
boy.
the word.
Delicious pink boy. Mm-hmm.
It says, "What up, Camelot?"
Hell yeah, dude. He's a good dude. He's always in the chat.
He has to say the word.
What is it?
Yeah.
Gay?
Balls.
What is it? Oh, balls.
No, it's balls. Gay?
I don't know. I was just guessing.
Or gay balls, whatever, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know those will be clean and shaved and everything too.
Well, we would hope straight balls would be clean and shaved and everything too.
Nope.
Hygiene.
Nope. What?
Just
Hygiene?
Clean.
Shaving?
Clean.
Hygiene? No, I wash them sometimes, but I ain't gonna shave them bitches.
Man,
You better clean all the time.
No.
I remember when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, right? Like right before a boy gets into puberty and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you shaved your balls and it went terribly wrong.
Labs, I would never talk to you about that.
Okay.
Ever. Ever.
I was gonna say, I don't want to know.
That is not a conversation that we will ever have, Labs.
Thank you.
Just gonna throw it out there. No. But there was I was over at a buddy's house and his sister's boyfriend, who was like 14 or 15 at the time, he like took off his pants and it was just like I was like, oh my gosh. It was just like it was like a rose bush, just hair everywhere. And I was like, what is that? It was insane.
I remember that. We all had that. I remember like being a kid and my cousin was like 3 years older than me and we were like kids together. And then he hit puberty, and then he just had this bush and then like a pee-pee that of relatively normal size. And I looked down at my bald little like pinky and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why do I have this garbage? And he's like this cool looking thing with the damn bush. And he's like, yeah, bro, look at this. Impressed? And I'm like, yes, I want some, but I could never get enough. Unfortunately. Now the hair is all about it. It's all about the hair. But no, if I let my hair grow for 3 days, you can't even see my penis anymore. It's over. So
we should probably get a Manscaped sponsorship.
That's for damn sure. Do something. Maybe get like a one of them string sponsorships where you tie a weight to the tip of your penis and put a string on it so it makes it a little bit longer over time. I need something, dude.
It's Your Daddy. Thank you very much. This episode is not brought to you by Manscaped, but it's brought to you by you. But thank you very much. Appreciate that. Big Rudd also came in with the membership. Says amazing content. Thanks to everyone. Thank you so much, Big Rudd. Appreciate that. And Karis came in, says first time here. This is one of the most organized, crazy walls I've ever seen. You mean that wall back there? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's the money wall, Karos.
That's right.
Dude, he's one of my boys. That guy that just super chatted you spent like 10 hours in the NASCAR garage at Rockingham under my car with me, taking my whole drivetrain out and putting it back in like last year. Same guy.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, you need boys like that that are gonna they get through it with you, and that's awesome. Yeah. Love that. Is Karos? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Karos.
Karos, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. And yeah, this is the wall of support for sure. We're still thinking of a name for it. And Maximus says, "Hey, Camelot, how's the NASCAR?"
Dude, I've wrecked it like 9 times. Blown all my engines. Then I put a new engine in it and then blew it again. So that's kind of where I am. Spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars just blowing shit up and wrecking shit. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
And DJ Mike Fury says, Mark from Classic Game Room is back. Bring him on. Happy 4th, G2s. I would love to have Mark on.
Dude, that was the weirdest thing watching. I watch that channel every day, dude. And just watching it fade to obscurity, and it was great. I'm like, this is, and that just goes to show like the death that is YouTube. You know, like even though his content was great and I enjoyed it, like I guess, you know, YouTube didn't want to push it anymore. And of course it was also the same thing, like always. But I enjoyed the shit out of it, you know.
Every channel will die. I think that's the thing, you know, and that's the reality is like, as you go in creating, you need to know that there is a timeline to every channel, just like there's a timeline to every show on TV, you know, so it is what it is. But yeah, I would love to talk to him for sure. He's actually been on the list of people to invite on many times. John came in with the donation, says with the 5. Thank you so much, John. Says, I like Camelot with his shades because I only see his one eyebrow and it looks like he's doing the rock stare.
Oh, it's because I am actually. I'm always doing it and I can't stop it. So why I have wrinkles like right here, and they're way more heavy than this side. I probably should get Botox or some shit to get rid of it, but whatever.
Oh.
Don't you? Hey, you own it. Own yourself. You know,
my wrinklies.
That's right. Who cares? Who cares? And Bentley guy came in with the 1,000 bits over on Twitch. Says, happy soon to be July 4th. Thanks to all who have served and are currently serving our country to help maintain our freedom. Take care, Side Scrollers crew. Hey, Bentley guy, thank you very much.
Cheers,
and yeah, much respect to all of our servicemen and women. You guys do not get enough props for what you guys do to allow us knuckleheads to do what we do on the internet, which is great. So, all right. So we got through all the news and all that fun stuff. Let's get into your news, Cody.
Yeah.
You were in the middle of controversy in the last week, 10 days or so.
Yeah.
Just mired with death threats.
Yeah.
And an entire community at your neck. And it stemmed from this tweet.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you've talked about this quite at length, but
yeah.
I don't quite understand what about this tweet was causing death threats to you, and why was it viewed 500,000 times?
Yeah. So look, I've talked about it extensively, and people keep on like, why do you keep talking about it, Camelot? I'm like, because people keep asking me about it. But like, so basically, that's a girl. Her name's PDH on all socials. I've said this 100 times, and then people keep on with the conspiracy. But I did this joke where obviously I said caught a girl at my house that is definitely not Pippa taking pics of my kitties. And the punchline of the joke is saying it's definitely not Pippa and also showing a girl that is definitely not Pippa. That's the funny part. It's like definitely, and a lot of people have done this since then, trolling it. And also, well, there's other factors around it. But anyways, that's the joke. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I went out and went to the gym and did, whatever. And then Pippa quote tweeted it and was like, don't do this. She said, LOL, this isn't me. Don't do this. This could cause legal trouble for creators, VTuber creators, because not me. Because people were like, she threatened to sue you. I'm like, no, she was saying that she could get in legal trouble, not me. Because she has worked with me in the past. Therefore, that opens a door. What if people actually believe it's her? Blah, blah, blah. And then people are saying I doxed her, which it's not her. So no, I didn't. But
wait. So there's a difference between doxing and showing somebody, which you didn't do. You didn't show her. Yeah. It's not really her.
No.
And so people took that. So it would have been nothing, but had Pippa just kind of let it be, it probably would have been fine.
Maybe no.
Wait, does she have a contract that she can't show herself as part of a VTuber?
Yeah. Well, so for VTubers, it's breaking the illusion. Their fans, a large portion of them, are totally normal ass people that are watching this show right now, normal people. And I watch Pippa. I think she's great. She's a great creator and great entertainer. But a lot of the fans, legitimately are in this weird self-delusion state where they think these girls are 12-year-old girls or 13-year-old girls that actually don't brush their teeth and actually have social anxiety and actually are missing teeth and actually don't bathe and they're what I'm saying, they actually think all that and they masturbate to it. It's really weird. It's fucking crazy. So those people got a hold of, they saw the tweet obviously, and then it was all over these message boards for like 3 days straight, like maximize thread limits just for 3 days straight. People were like zooming in on my friend's hand, trying to say, trying to say, like, see if it was Pippa, all that weird shit. And I even clarified in the tweet. Granted, it was still kind of jokey where I said, they were like, can you clarify if this is Pippa? And I was like, it's definitely not Pippa, as stated before, because that's the joke. But anyways, Pippa messaged me, and she understood that it was a joke. She was like, hey, look, like, I get it, like, LOL, but there's a lot of people watching me that are gonna be like freaking out. And like, because she understands, like, you don't get to be that good of a creator and that entertaining without understanding who's watching you, right? So the fandom's pretty wild. It's a little bit different from people that watch just normal, like us, like you, like Black, way different people. Like, these people are there's a large portion of them that are in parasocial relationships. Like, they project a relationship onto the VTuber creator where they think, it's hard to say that. I don't want to say they legitimately think it, but maybe they do, where they think that they're in a relationship with this person, so they have to defend this person. A lot of people will have my back. A lot of people did not. It was whatever. I enjoyed the whole process. But anyways, so this FaZe reached out to. She said she was talking to her management about it. This was like 3 a.m. by the way.
Wait. So hold on. She's talking to her management about your tweet because people were. Like,
I was talking to her at the same time. We were like talking back and forth, and she was saying, "Hey, look, I'm talking to my management."
Okay, but I don't understand what is there to talk about. Like, I guess this is Heir Apparent says, Craig, think of it as WWE kayfabe and how WWE owns the quote names of their talent.
Well, of course. So FaZe owns everything. They own the Pippa character, the Pippa name, the Pippa channel, everything about it. They own every. So if Pippa left FaZe and created a new character, it could not have anything to do with this Pippa character. No, couldn't be a bunny, all that stuff, right?
When you say FaZe, you mean like FaZe Clan?
FaZe Connect is her management company.
Okay. FaZe. You're not FaZe PHASE. Got it.
I was gonna say FaZe, like, I was like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. And they own everything. So technically, posting a picture that is not her, but people might think is her, could somehow violate her contract, which if that was true, that just shows how predatory these organizations are. And I've talked about this in the past. Like they keep a giant portion of their income, like 50% of their income, Hololive. You're getting 30% taken from YouTube. You're getting 30% taken from Apple. Some of these people that are making $400,000 a year are bringing home like 30 or 40. Maybe less, and their management companies get the rest, right? So it's predatory, man. It is, and I get it. But these companies have helped a lot of these creators kind of get their foothold, and maybe it'll prep them for when they become solo. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, I posted the picture, and a lot of people thought I did it maliciously for some reason, even though me and Pippa are boys. Me and Pippa talked to each other. She's cool about it. It's all good. Her management company sent me a step-by-step list, which I called it a packet because I've worked in corporate environments. But they sent me a step-by-step list on how to apologize for it. And, I don't work for FaZe. But I apologized in my own way. And then I left it at that. And they all hate me anyway. And that's fine, dude. I get it.
Why would you apologize? You didn't do anything.
I apologized in my own way.
Was it more out of respect for Pippa that you apologized? Yes. Okay.
Well, I already apologized to Pippa through DM, so that was kind of irrelevant at that point.
So let's back up really quick, because there's some people in the chat who say, I don't even know what a VTuber is. What is a Pippa? Right? Like what it so okay, so FaZe Connect, let's start here. FaZe Connect is it's a brand that finds creators, I guess, online, and then they create a virtual avatar, right, of people, like this. And as opposed to you or I talking on camera, they have a virtual representation of themselves that they see, right? And they may look like this, right? They could look like Dizzy Dokuru or whoever, right? And Pippa happens to be one of these
Yes.
that was created through Phase Connect.
Yep.
And this has been growing over the last 2, 3, 4 years.
Yes.
And there's a very strong audience for this right now.
The stronger the audience, the more insane it can be. Right. And basically what it boils down to, and look, I know not all the viewers are like this because people are all, you're attacking. No, I'm not. But basically, when you read the message boards and whatnot, the viewers that are watching this, they're like in parasocial relationships with these characters. They think that they're in love with these characters. And the reason they like these characters is because they believe that they're, they're whatever their character is, but in real life they're not, right? So, for example, there was one where I forget the character's name, but like there was a thread about her, and all these dudes were talking about how like they were in love with her, and the main driving factor that they were in love with her was because she was 12 years old. That was the entire point. They're like, oh my God, dude, I think that she could be anywhere from 12 to 14, like, which just makes me so like excited and like hard. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So now look, that's not all these people, obviously, but there's a subset of them like that. So,
of course.
And when you introduce stuff like that, like parasocial and stuff, it makes everything way scarier because, dude, somebody can watch me and be like, I like Camelot's content. And that's pretty much as far as it goes. Look, there's people that I've been swatted. I've had that shit happen. We've all been there. People get angry at us for whatever reason, but they don't like think they're in a weird parasocial relationship where they're in love with this creator they've never met, and they have ideas for them. With VTubers, you can apply any character or personality trait in your head you want to these people. So, like, if I like looked at Pippa and I'm like, well, I don't know this, but Pippa might like mid-30s dudes. And she might like buff dudes, and she might like dudes that have this weird personality trait, and she likes all those things. So she's perfect for me. I'm perfect for her. We're perfect together. And then like when people start dogging on Pippa, I will do anything I can to defend her online. I'll message people and tell them I'm going to come to their house and like stomp their skull in, shoot their address to them. Like I've had people messaging me my address and Google Maps and shit saying they're coming, and I'm like, bro. I posted my address publicly. Like I got a 12 gauge and an AR. I ain't worried about your ass. And they're not going to do anything. They're not going to leave their house. They're too stuck to their chair right now, physically and mentally. I'm not worried about that.
Let me back up a little even further here, right? Because I feel like we're kind of. I'm still not following here. For I think a lot of people. So this is Pippa, right? This is the VTuber. And nobody knows what she looks like, right? In real life. That's the idea, is that this is a person who is this is just somebody who is a voice and a personality with an avatar. And you notice like as Pippa, the avatar, is playing, there's like different you can change the way they look, right? So her hair changes. Now she has bunny ears on, right? And so do they ever say, hey, this is a 12-year-old girl, or this is it's just whatever you think it should be?
No, they never that's the idea. So that brings us full circle. They are contractually prevented from even giving any kind of inkling from what they may look like or where they are in real life, right? So me posting a picture apparently broke that rule where people now might have an idea of what Pippa looks like, even though it's not Pippa.
Okay, right. So going back to the tweet. So people watch this, right? They watch her playing. This is her stream from last night. Yeah. And for all we know, we're assuming that Pippa is a girl, right? It could be a guy with a voice mod on, right? Could be potentially, right?
Good. Yeah.
Right. But so then you put a tweet out saying, hey, this is definitely this is definitely not Pippa, wink, wink, nod, nod, type of thing. And that's kind of the joke. And then her fans were like, yo, what the hell? That could potentially maybe be Pippa. And and that's what upset them. I'm still kind of lost on the fans were upset that you made a joke about it not being Pippa, right? And anybody who realistically can look at this knows that that was the inflection on the joke, right?
Yeah.
And then Pippa was like, hey, like the agency got upset at you for the tweet about how this may not be Pippa, or this is. I'm still my brain doesn't function like this. I'm just trying to figure out the controlling aspect of this. This seems really messed up.
Yeah. So basically, what she was doing when she tweeted it was she wanted to get out in front of it before her management saw it, or if they had already seen it. So her quote tweeting that saves her from like knowingly like being involved in it, right? So she quote tweets it, and now to her management company, it looks like, okay, well, she said don't post stuff like this. She's obviously doing what she needs to do. She ignored it. Her management company might see it and be like, what the fuck is this, motherfucker? Why'd you not tell us about this? Stuff like that. Now, the kicker is she did a stream with me. Otherwise, this would have never happened, right? So she did a stream with me. It was an awesome stream. We had a lot of fun. And we've poked at each other on Twitter for like months, right? Like we do it all. She does it to me. I do it to her. And a lot of people on the message board say that I'm like a thirsty simp or something because I fucking like reply to her tweets and she replies to mine, which I do with all my friends. But whatever. They just see it as me trying to have sex with her or having sex with her, which is like the cardinal sin because she's supposed to be a virgin, right? Her character.
Well, is that implied or is that something that she says?
That's something it's her character.
Okay.
Like she's a virgin pure money lady that's based. And she's great, dude. She's a great entertainer. She's really, really good at it. But that being said, like it's just there's a lot that goes into it. It's like it's breaking the illusion, right? And it brings all these people back to reality for like a second, which is dangerous because they,
going back to the WWE analogy, right? This is like in the 80s where Vader's walking around, right? Or the Undertaker's walking around and someone's like, hey, hey, you're everything you do is fake. And they go, oh, really? Is this fake? And then Vince McMahon shows up and, they bust out the fans' kneecaps because like, this is not fake, whatever. That's kind of what's happening here, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. It's just the thing I think's weird about it is, like I said, me and Pippa poke fun at each other all the time. I mean, she's posted me in like a thong, like quote tweeted a thong picture of me or posted one and like laughing about it. It's funny. Who cares? But I did not know, like I had no idea, like that weird aspect of the VTuber community, right, was like untouchable. And every VTuber I've ever interacted with was super like based, whatever the definition of based is, like what we think it is. Like they were based. So I didn't realize that they couldn't be joked about. Kind of like, like they're like LGBTQ or something. I didn't, because you can't joke about that shit apparently. And I was like, well, I did not know that they were a protected class of people. I had no idea. I thought we could just fuck around with each other because that's what we do. And it went over the top. And I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the process. I thought it was fun to like see it all happening. But it sucks because I know Pippa doesn't really care. She's like whatever, but she can't be my friend anymore in public because of face. Because they'll be like, what the fuck you doing? Don't talk to that motherfucker ever again. We'll fire your ass. Probably is what they said.
But I still don't like, is the idea that you said ruining the illusion, like the idea that they feel that if somebody, it's going back to, have you heard of the YouTuber Dream? He took his mask off. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Right. Is that the idea? Is that if people actually knew what Pippa looked like, they probably wouldn't like Pippa? Or if they or VTuber X or whoever it was, if they knew who they actually were in real life, would they not like who they are? I mean, I'm still trying to.
Well, it's the fact that no matter what Pippa looks like, Pippa could be the hottest woman on earth. The issue is she's not a 12-year-old virgin bunny. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter what she looks like. So, if anybody had any inkling of what she might look like, there's entire threads that have been going on since she was around that are dedicated to finding what she looks like.
So like, but okay. So Sizzy Max says there's a difference between messing around with VTubers and potentially destroying their careers by posting fake docs. I don't understand how this is a docs though. Like
it's not. But that's what I'm saying. What people fail to understand is, obviously it's a joke. We all understand that. When Lumi or whatever told me to kill myself online and she got banned from Twitter, I also thought that was a joke, but she still got banned, right? So there's consequences. I didn't know the VTuber community. People keep on saying over and over, well, there's a difference, and I didn't fucking know. So like you can use that, you can say that over and over to me, and I'm still gonna be like, this is a joke. I didn't know. I'm not part of your community. I don't work for people over there. I'm not a VTuber. I don't answer you to those rules, and I don't answer to the schizos that are pissed off about it. They can eat my ass. Like so, like either take the joke face value or stop worrying about it. And the issue is if your defense is, well, it could potentially ruin her career, then you understand and you're acknowledging how awful and predatory these companies are to their creators. Otherwise, you can't use that defense. Either A, FaZe is gay, or B, it's a joke. Pick one. That's the only routes you can take. Right? So
I'm intrigued. Like, have you spoke to any of the people who are like your detractors who are like, you just don't get it. You don't get it, Camelot. Have you spoke to them?
Dude, I invited a bunch of VTubers on to tell me what it's about. And I learned a lot. I mean, I understand why it was bad in the first place now. Like I get it now. But I didn't get it at the time. And I can't just erase something and say, now I get it, therefore nothing happened. It still happened. So, and it was still a joke when I did it. So, you know.
Rock says you basically you don't mess around with the idea of someone's physical identity when it comes to VTubing.
Yeah, that's if you look at it very simply, that's basically it. Yeah.
Right.
And simply put, dumb white Alabama trailer man had no idea. And I'm so shocked that
what
Alabama
if
trailer man
20
didn't know.
trolls go out there and post all these photos? It's not your responsibility to say what these random people on the internet do. Like, how can that affect someone?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
I mean, yeah, like that goes without saying though. Like,
I think VTubers are incredibly dumb. Like this whole fake persona thing. You can just do that with a real, like, just be on camera and have a fake persona, if anything.
Yeah.
Seriously, Pippa could be like a really fat, like 80-year-old dude.
Possible.
You don't know.
Very possible.
That's wild. And people are simping for this. Like, you don't even know if this person's real. You don't even know what this person looks like.
Well, the issue is the why people get angry about it is these creators bring in so much revenue, and so many people spend thousands and thousands of hours of their time dedicating like their personal, like casual time to these characters. So I get it. Like they get real angry no matter what. I can say all day I didn't understand it, and I've talked to FaZe, talked to Pippa. We're all cool, and they still don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, fuck you, fuck yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, it's over. And they're like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, like it's over. But I get it. Like when you spend all this time, like casually watching these characters, getting involved in their lives that aren't real, you devote all that time to it. If anybody is messing with that, it's gatekeeping, right? Like if anybody messes with that, you get angry because you don't want it to be disturbed or disrupted. So I get it. I totally get that shit. But you know, nothing you can do about it.
We have several like VTubers in our chat right now who are saying like, you just don't get it. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. I like, look, I'm a 42-year-old guy. I can't imagine that I necessarily would get it. But with that said, you need to understand the perspective of the outside looking in at this situation, right? Like you're saying you just don't get what it's like to be a VTuber or the anonymity attached to it. I get it. I do understand that, right? If somebody wants to go out and create an online persona for them while not supplying any their face, their likeness, whatever, hey, awesome. I have no problem with that. But from the outside looking in, right? Those who are like, are you so entrenched in the VTuber community that looking at it from the out, that you can't understand what it's like looking at it from the outside in and say like, this is kind of insane. Like it's crazy that you did have a relationship with her before, right? You did have her, you had her on the show.
Yeah.
But just like I said, like Blab says, you can't prevent anybody. You know, if Blabs wanted to go out and post a picture of, you know, a duck and put a picture on it and be like, hey, it's Pippa, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm just saying, like, you can't stop the internet from doing the internet. And I feel like that's kind of what they're trying to protect, right? The internet is this ability to do whatever you want and meme and all this. And And I feel like the idea that like a company would be upset about that is kind of silly.
Yeah. It's it's a normal human condition, right? So, people, it's people that want to be in a protected class. So like all these people make jokes. I mean, you can go to the message boards. There's message boards dedicated to these characters, each like character or company, and they will be saying the most heinous, outlandish shit possible. Like they'll be like, "We need to like cut Camelot open and take his intros out and kill him." Also, he's an N word and he's an F word and he's in and half the people on the thread are just saying N word over and over, and they're also like, "How dare he make a joke like this?" And I'm like, do you even see where you're at? It's like, I don't know. It's all very, very weird. It's people that don't, they are not allowed to be joked with, but everybody else is. And I get it. Like, I get it, but like, I don't believe from that like perspective. I think everybody should be joked about and criticized. I mean, I am every day, man. That's like 50% of my comments on YouTube.
But
So
I think the thing I don't understand is that, like you didn't joke about or criticize anything here.
yeah,
Like, so I don't know. I guess my thing is,
Craig, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Sure,
but
please.
That girl, I posted her on my Twitter like 30 times with her face showing. Like
Right.
they know who she is. I posted her, tagged her in it. Like she has her own Twitter, but I don't know. It's just like a weird line I didn't know existed.
Right.
And
but I think that's the thing that I would like to think that if you're a part of any community, whether it's the VTuber community, whether it's the anime community, whether it's the gaming community, whether it's the movie community, whatever, right? There are communities within communities, and there are rules within those communities, right? And if you're not in that community, you have no idea. So there has to be some nature of accepting that not everybody knows what's going on within your community. And ultimately, by people reacting the way that they did to you, it ultimately doesn't do their community any favors.
yeah,
Right. And that's, I would like to think that people are thinking like that, but people are so reactionary online that,
right.
but I don't know. Like I said, I didn't go through this. So let me read some of these super chats real quick. Pepsi Man says, show receipts or stop crying about death threats.
No.
Rock says VTubers are heavily influenced by Japanese idol culture.
Yeah, dude. It's apparently way more predatory over there too. Like it's apparently way worse in Japan. So that people are like, well, FaZe may be gay, but FaZe is apparently like the most laid back VTuber company. And I'm like, how about y'all stop all being gay for just 2 seconds? That'd be great.
Bill says, I disagree with Camelot's response because you entertained or replied to that corporate apology template FaZe sent you. You should have sent that back with a pic of you flipping them off.
Yep. I wouldn't even have responded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that more, like I said, was that I'm gonna, well, go ahead. I was gonna say, was that more of a out of respect for Pippa and your friendship with Pippa?
No.
So
I'd apologize to her in DMs and she accepted it. It was fine.
So do you regret apologizing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Hayden says, I'm a fan of several VTubers. What Cam is saying is 100% correct. These parasocial relationships manifest in some delusional fans. They get rabid. A global audience pulls in some weird people.
Well, it boils down to 80% of men in the U.S. are not sexually active, and in other countries, especially countries like Japan, it's much higher. So when you take out that biological need in men, it can get very violent depending on who the men are. That's what I boil it down to. Because I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to act like a dumbass. You can go to a message board right now, and you can have 75% of the comments are sexual in nature towards these characters that appear like they're children, which is fine. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's not real. Like, people get really mad at lolicon stuff. I don't give a fuck. That's your thing. Go for it. I think it's kind of weird, but whatever. But I also think midget porn is kind of weird. So like, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, like, it's all based in sexuality. And then you take a giant portion of men in the entire globe that are not sexually active at all. So they have to get that not only the relationship aspect, but they also have to get the like sexual aspect out there. Got to do something. So like they get involved in projecting relationships onto characters. We used to do it with movies and TV shows back in the day, right? So now there's a new outlet for it. So I kind of get it. But I kind of can, if I really look at it from that unbiased standpoint, I kind of understand.
So a couple chats here. Tannhauser says he was talking to Sissy Mac, who was talking about the fake docs. He says you said the fake docs are a risk of their career, and the only way that's true is if management listens to hysterical weirdos who cannot deal with a stupid joke, right? So I feel like that's kind of the key here is the management side of things, right? Management is the one who's twisting and tweaking everything when it comes to the perception of these VTubers and ultimately not just the manipulation of the characters but the audience as well.
Yeah,
because that's really what this boils down to is these are businesses and their job is to manipulate the audience into supporting these avatars financially, right?
Yeah, it's all about making money, man. So, and the management companies don't want to lose that money. Hence why they wouldn't fire Pippa, right? So if this same kind of thing happened to a much smaller like phase creator, they probably would have been graduated, which means terminated. But Pippa dude, she brings in like 85% of the fucking revenue. So it's not going to happen.
Who, okay. I'm going to continue here. Hayden says, VTubers are mostly about anonymity. Most of the talents really care about that. Management companies are very strict about contracts and have been known to terminate talents with no warning. The fans get defensive. Right. But like, once again, how can you control what I post, what Blaz posts, what Hayden posts, what Mighty Megatron over on Rumble posts? Like, how can you control that thing? I understand the fans being defensive, but you're trying to stop the internet from doing what the internet does.
Yeah, well, it's you're not going to be able to control anybody's speech, especially not mine. So, like, you're not gonna be able to. I mean, we've been doing the same kind of joke now just because it's a meme. Like Nick Ricada posted one the other day, and he said, "Definitely, I just left Camelot's house, and I'm definitely not hanging out with Pippa right now." And it was just like a guy smoking a cigar with an emoji over his face.
Right.
And then I did it with Nick. I'm just have Nick beside me with emoji over his face. I'm like hanging out with definitely not Pippa, and it's just Nick Ricada. So like people are like, trying to police that kind of stuff is just going to make it worse.
Right. And we have Brobafett came in and says, starting my gaming discussion channel last week. Would love to have you on sometime. Also tomorrow is my B-day. Let's go.
Happy birthday.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Brobafett. We'll love that, man. Hit us up. We'd love to come on for sure. And Neanderthal gifted 10 memberships to the channel. That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much, Neanderthal. Greatly appreciate that. Pepsi Man says parasocial relationships are weird. Also, Camelot. Yeah, people I replied to on Twitter are my friends. You're such a freaking loser.
Are they talking about PDH, the girl I train?
I don't know. But Pepsi Man, thank you so much for the super chat.
Who
appreciate that.
To. Like anybody I would call my friends on Twitter are people that I literally hang out with in real life, like Nick Ricada and PDH and anybody from Geeks and Gamers that I've hung out with. I've like drank and got drunk with all these people in real life. So that's what I mean about friends. Most people in my community, I've had meetups. I've had like several meetups now for the last four years, and probably met like a couple hundred people in my community, and they're always in my streams. So yeah, those are my friends for sure.
Yeah, and I said earlier you have a relationship with Pippa. I meant by a relationship, you've reached out to them, you've had them on your stream. It doesn't mean like a close personal relationship, but people take things and they twist things on the internet and twist what you say, and they hear what they want to hear, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'll say this. I don't understand this. I'm not going to say that I do, right? But this definitely does sound like management companies are kind of running this, and
yeah, for sure.
But I don't understand. But
for a little bit more context for why it was, I guess, worse than it could have been, is the she didn't ask her management company if she could come on my show. She just did it. They would have said no. Right?
Why?
Because Nick Recato was apparently going to have her on the show, and the management company flat out emailed him and said absolutely not. She'll never be on your show.
They're just so protective.
They don't want. I think the idea is if the person is not vetted like 10 times over, they don't stream with flesh tubers, and that's what we're called, flesh tubers, like people that show their face.
Flesh tubers.
Yeah. So, but she didn't ask her manager. She just came on.
Wait a second. Are we like all flesh tubers then? Because we show our face.
Yes.
That's no. I don't like that.
Cis, but
your epidermis is showing. Cover it up. Like, nah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, but no, she didn't ask her manager. She just came on my show.
Okay.
Yeah, because she told me that like
flesh
behind the scenes.
tubers?
I was like, I can't believe FaZe let you come on, and she's like, well, I didn't ask him. And I was like, oh shit.
Flesh
It's
tuber.
like being called a cisgender. You mean like just a person? You know?
I'm not a flesh tuber. I'm a human.
Right.
I'm a human being.
So how much of this is something, and this is a question for the VTubers in the chat, and I guess there's VTubers. Okay, let's before I even get to that, did they find somebody and they're like, you'd be a great VTuber. You have a great personality, right? You have a great personality. Like how does one become a VTuber with FaZe Connect?
Yeah. So, what generally happens, from what I can tell, may be different. I'm pretty sure they audition as well, but they'll have a VTuber avatar, like a very, very like humble one, because they're just starting out, because they're expensive, right? So it might blink its eyes and move its mouth a little bit, and they'll be entertaining, and they'll be very small. Their creators will be very small, and then they'll do auditions for places like FaZe or Hololive or something like that. And if they get accepted in, then FaZe will give them terms for their contract. They'll have their new character. They'll have a really, really nice, avatar that would otherwise be expensive. So FaZe would handle all that, or Hololive or whatever, what have you. And generally the issue that I see is these companies will get these creators when they're very small, like non-existent, not really making any money, and they'll lock them into contracts for years that are brutal.
Mm-hmm.
So now this VTuber is making $500,000 a year and bringing only $45,000 home, which is like living in Denmark times 10. Like, so that's where it gets predatory. And of course, they can't do anything. Like, they're not allowed to do anything. They have no control over their assets or anything. So that kind of sucks. But they do. I mean, they did sign the contract, but the issue is they signed it when they were small.
Right.
And now they're large, right? And that's kind of the issue. So you'll see VTubers though that just go solo and they just wreck it, man. They do great. So,
well, I mean, just doing a quick glance over on Playboard, which is like a channel for revenues and such like that. Pippa has done $250,000 in super chats, right? So it's like, not including the advertising revenue. So that's a pretty good, if someone was to say, hey, listen, you can spend $2,500 and all you need to do is stream and you can become, and turn it into, 1,000 exit or 100 exit, whatever it is. Like, that's a pretty good deal. You know? The thing that just streams like predatory to me though, is that in every single channel they have like FaZe Connect in their name, right? And that's like, that just is like, ugh. It's like, look at me, look at us. We're the brand doing this, not these people, And that's
well, it's kind of the idea. It's kind of like it's like a product. It's like Marvel, right? We all know when it's Marvel. That's kind of the idea. Is it's the companies they're more focused on what they are versus what the creators are. The creators are just pawns to get revenue, and it works. Right. I mean, it's like what we used to say about GameStop back in the day. Like, doesn't matter how bad GameStop gets, there will be people lined up wanting to work there because they want to be part of the gaming industry or culture, right? And after they work there for 2 weeks, they realize real fast that place is the furthest thing from the gaming industry. It's literally Walmart lot, right? So has nothing to do with video games. And that's kind of the same way. It's like, I've talked to VTubers that work for companies and they pretty much unanimously are like, yeah, I don't like my contracts. I don't like any of this shit, but I have to do it, you know. So that's kind of where it's at. It's like you want to at first you want to get in there because you're like, oh damn, like all 2,000 people watch Pippa, wow, you know, which is a lot of people concurrently. And then you get in there and you're doing it, and you realize that after you do it a couple times, you're like, okay, now I'm streaming to 2,000 people, but I'm also not really making revenue now. This kind of right, because so Pippa has to make like $10,000 in one super chat stream to like make what I do, like on a decent stream on my channel.
So I was asked in the chat to check out what Pecora makes, and I don't really know who. Do you know who Pecora is?
No idea. If you go to like the worldwide, I think almost all VTubers are in the top like 10 or something. Like, and that's like they make way more. Like, so Pippa's like a Western VTuber, right? But like Japanese VTubers apparently kill it.
So here's a Pecora right here, and this is their channel. They have 2.25 million subscribers, and they have made $2.6 million in super chats.
Yeah, damn.
Labs, does this make you just want to vomit?
Yes, this entire thing I'm just like, the fuck? What is this? Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about VTubing until today. I only knew like it existed, but it's fucked.
So, and this is a question for the chat who do watch VTubers. Like, what is it about them? Is it the escape from reality? Is it like, what is it? Because I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like it's kind of cutesy, right? The character's kind of cutesy, and
no, you just gotta watch anime for like an actual story, not some fake thing. Like I know anime is not real either, but you get an actual story out of it, character development.
Well, there's an endorphin rush there.
Reality. This is just somebody fake.
Well, there's an endorphin rush there if the VTuber interacts with you. It's just like PewDiePie. It's why people are. Well, they don't really do it, PewDiePie, but Dr. Disrespect. Somebody will drop a $500 super chat just for him to say something to that person. Like it's an endorphin rush thing. I get it. And it takes it a step further with parasocial relationships with these characters. And I mean, you look at Japanese culture, like Japanese culture is extremely that's what they're into. They're into like characters that obviously look very young and they're cutesy, ooh, naive, like goofy characters that you can pretty much mold into any shape that you would like in your mind through a parasocial relationship. And I kind of get it. It's just I would never like be involved in it, but I kind of understand like the draw for people that otherwise don't have that outlet, you know. And like, and the shitty thing is for somebody that does that hears me say this, like they'll probably get angry because I'm boiling it down to, you know, like kind of like a biological like deal. And they're like, no, it's not. It's love. It's what I like. It's my love. You know, you can't even really talk about it. So I mean, I get it. Like it's hard to understand, but hey, you know.
Rolando says this is standard. However, the worst case, the company, any color, is that look up their income split. Their merchandise alone, any color streamers make 3%. 3% of imagine 3% of $7. 3%.
Well, think about it this way: HoloLive, I think it's HoloLive. I might be wrong. They take 50% of all revenue before anything else comes out from any streaming service. So, let's say you make $100,000 in revenue, which is really nice for a content creator, right? Like the first year I like crossed that, I was like, "Holy shit, I can't believe this happened." And now let's say 50% of it goes directly to HoloLive. All right, now you made $50,000. Now 30% of it goes to YouTube. Now you've made $20,000, right? And then like now you have a percentage that goes to Apple, which is what, 30, another 30%. Like, so after making $100,000, you're bringing home barely $10,000, right?
That's rough.
And some of these people make like Pippa probably makes all things combined. If you don't even look at super chats, probably $450,000 maybe. You know.
Well, this is a world like, you know, once again, this is a VTuber. Like, I would love to do a VTuber roundtable, but I think that I would only want to do it if it was with people that were willing to answer questions, right? Like, and I don't think that these agencies would allow that, right?
No, you have to wait for it to get leaked. Somebody leaked some stuff from HoloLive recently. Kind of give you an idea. the contracts, and I'm sure all the contracts are the same. And Hayden in the chat says HoloLive like develops the technology. But some people use that as a defense as why VTubers are giving them half their income. That's kind of crazy. I mean, so I don't agree with that, obviously.
By that same logic, YouTube created this technology. They take 30%. Kick created their technology. They only take 5%, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it kind of comes.
Kick uses source code from Twitch, right, or something like that.
No, they use they use Amazon Web Services to deliver for their content delivery service. So it's the whole thing is just interesting to me. To me, good or bad, I don't have a statement on the VTuber community, right, at all. I just think it's interesting. It's an interesting spot of the internet that I don't understand.
And the craziest thing to me is like a lot of these people are so entrenched in it that they don't actually even see these other people that are involved, like me. Like there was people on clip channels saying that me and Nick Recato were like leeching off of like VTuber like clout or some shit. And I'm like, dude, I get the same concurrence like half the time that Pippa gets. I am way higher earning on like super chats. Nick's even higher than me. Nick's one of the top in the entire freaking country. Like, and Nick's also like a Rumble partner, like making, millions of dollars. And it's like, you're trying to leech off. Like that's how, so that they see the thing that they enjoy as this high impenetrable like force. And everybody else is just like, oh, that's just a goofy guy that makes videos. So it's already skewed in that aspect. Right. So yeah, that's pretty much where it comes from, And Neanderthal's the goat, by the way. Look at that man.
Bam.
Look at that man. What a he doesn't do it in my streams, but every time I come on a stream, he does.
Oh, hey, listen.
I'm like, hey, how about you come to my show, Neanderthal?
Neanderthal, I would like to let you know that Cam will be on our show every single day. Hey, but thank you so much, Neanderthal. Just because, hey, really appreciate that. It goes without saying, balls indeed. Thank you, Neanderthal. And let me go read off a few more of these real quick. Hayden says a lot of VTubers are singers too. They get music distribution, production, and put it in front of millions of people. Companies are predatory, but they have benefits.
Sure. Yeah, like I think I mentioned that earlier. I mean, that they handle a lot of shit for these creators that they otherwise wouldn't handle. Mm-hmm. But when they start getting to a certain size, it starts becoming predatory. Look, if you have like 2K followers, you got 100 concurrent, and you have this company that's trying to promote you, it's great, okay? Because you're not really making anything anyway. But once you get to a very large size and you're losing 70, 80% of your income to these companies, it gets a little predatory. Anybody that disagrees, like you have to be blinded. Like if you are honestly okay with a creator, look, I do agree they accepted the conditions. I get it. But that doesn't mean that it's not predatory. If you can tell me with a straight face that giving 80% of your income to something is like fair, then dude, you already lost me. I would never in my life give more than what YouTube takes from me, from anybody, ever. I've had management companies come 1,000 times, freaking coming and trying to offer me deals, but I have to give them 15% of my income, and I tell them to eat my asshole. They're going to get zero. Right.
So I was just doing a little bit of digging last, and Hayden mentioned that this HoloLive did a concert last night, and I found footage of it online. They did a concert, an IRL concert, which I'm going to be honest, this looks pretty banging.
Yeah, it reminds me of Vocaloids. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but it's like projections that sing. And I used to have a friend that was obsessed with Vocaloid shit. So it's kind of, I can see like, it's not like turbo gay. It's a little weird, but it's.
Oh, wait, there's like nobody there?
There's a lot of people.
But it's just an audience? Oh, like it's an audience.
Yeah, and they'll have like a projection of them on the stage.
So
like
you're it's basically going to watch a movie, but you're paying like hundreds of dollars more.
Maybe. I don't really know how much it costs, but yeah.
Huh.
That's my question is what are they getting like what does a front row seat get you? Like
I don't know.
Right? It's all the same.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say, man.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, either way, I mean, they this is obviously killing it. You look at all the people there. I mean, this is people who are very excited for what's happening, and I don't know. This is like, I guess this is the concert from last night, which will probably get flagged.
Yes,
for.
there's the characters. There's
So-
characters there. See, they're like little holograms.
Right,
So-
right. Okay, all right. Well, I'll
And then
get
they
flagged
sing.
for copyright for that.
Yeah.
And then they sing.
I mean,
Sounds good.
like shit. Like if I went to see a concert and it was Pantera, and instead of having like Zach Wild on guitar, they just had a projection of Dimebag and like had a few live backing tracks to where he was like shredding some face. Like I'd probably fucking go see that. You know, fuck it. Love Dimebag Darrell, right? So maybe I can see some part of it. I would never do it, but hey, I don't want to knock it. It's just the parasocial relationships are what's dangerous.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Prima 2 came in, says, the way I see it, no one is responsible for a contract. Contract one didn't sign. If the company fires people for someone who doesn't work for them making a joke, then they're the villain here, not Cam.
That's what exactly.
I don't disagree with you.
That's what I was saying is like either A, you accept that I posted a joke and all people are able to be joked about, or B, the companies are predatory. Like because it can only be those two. Right. So yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
It's still just a joke to this day.
And was it Pippa? Pippa was her name? Pippa, the girl, right?
Pippa, Pippa.
Okay. So Pepsi Man, who apparently is a giant detractor of yours, says, show the Playboard listings to see who earns more. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he's so angry. But dude, there's a lot of people that's angry at me for various reasons. So I get it, man.
Are you comfortable with me putting your Playboard up there?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. So just for reference, here is Pippa. Pippa's earnings to her channel Super Chat, $260,000 in Super Chats, and here's Comms or Cams. Cams, which is slightly higher. Hey, congratulations, buddy. Way to go.
Dang.
Good for you.
I appreciate it. It's hard.
I hear you, man. Good for you. And Hayden says ABBA literally has a hologram concert in London that's been running sold out for a year.
Damn.
I
Oh,
saw
ABBA?
that, and that's what I thought of when you guys
ABBA?
showed that. But I mean, that's ABBA. That's a whole other league. They've been around
ABBA.
for like decades and decades and decades.
I always get them and Ace of Base confused.
How dare you? ABBA is like supreme.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't Ace of Base is a little one-hit wonder of the 90s. By the way, great band. Love me some Ace of Base. And Neanderthal says, I've given you money to Camelot.
Balls.
I better see you tonight, Neanderthal,
Balls.
on my show at 8:30. Right.
And Neanderthal, I want to let you know I'll be streaming here in a little bit as well on this channel. Look forward to seeing you then. Well, that's insane.
I'm gonna take my shirt off. Come on, Neanderthal. Come on.
Let's go. Hey, Sal came in with the 2, says Craig is my favorite flesh tuber. Gross.
Dude, that's so freaking weird, man. Sounds like one of those monsters or aliens from Doctor Who.
Then Sal says, majority of people who watch VTubers are normal, just watching for the entertainment. Then there's the small minority of the community that are insane. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. 100%.
And
I agree.
And by the way, you'll find that with every community.
Mhm.
You know, whether it's the sports community or whether it's the VTuber community, whether it's the baking community, there's always people who push it just
There's
a little bit
sickos
further.
everywhere.
Yep.
Yes, for sure. All right, well, we were gonna get into like movies and stuff today, but we already gone for an hour and a half, and I don't.
Memes.
Oh yeah, we got to get some memes. So
Yeah.
let's get
Extra
those.
Zero was like, get on it. So,
Yes, thank you,
breaking your
Blabs.
chops.
Blabs, is there anything else that you want to ask Cam about this? Because I mean, before we go,
Just honestly, I'm very mind blown, to be honest, about this entire thing.
It's a lot.
I don't know why people think that others are responsible for other people's tweets on social media. That to me is just mind blowing. It's like you can't control a single person out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how these companies can even think like, oh my god, this person might be or might not be doxing you. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. The one thing I will say as a disclaimer is I love Pippa. I think Pippa is just an unbelievably talented creator, and I hope she goes to the fucking moon. I hope she becomes the biggest VTuber in the world, bar none. I hope she becomes the highest earning VTuber in the world because I think she truly is a great creator. So that hasn't changed since the beginning.
Cool.
Pepsi Man says the top listings, Craig. Don't get cute about it. Look, dude. I literally just searched their names, and that's the first thing I saw. I'm not getting cute about it. Don't get all sassy with me.
Don't call me cute.
I think he just means any VTuber. I was specifically talking about Pippa because if I was leeching off of anybody, it would have been Pippa, right? The joke was about Pippa, so that's what I was talking about. I don't know any other fucking Japanese VTubers make jillions of dollars.
Right.
Jillions with a G.
Do they speak English or Japanese? And with the Japanese,
I don't know. I'm sure they speak Japanese.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I want to go to Japan though. I still want to go.
Well, maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah.
NZZ says flesh tubers or skin potatoes.
Skin potatoes, because when I grow up, I'm gonna be a baked potato.
Let's go ahead and check out some of these memes here. Today's Side Scrollers pod, basically the Blues Brothers 2023. Oh, here we go. Me, Blabs, and a mystery person. Oh, hold on, you didn't even pull it up. Me, Blabs, Cam, and a mystery person. Who is this person? We don't know. We don't know. Just don't assume, internet. Don't assume. And then we have this one. It says from Extra Zero. It says, I happen to have inside info on who will be starting in Gladiator 2. Oh no, it's amazing. It's going to be flawed with his the Glizzy Gladiator.
The Glizzy Gladiator.
And then we have Extra Zero coming in with this great one. Bless his Blab's day job.
It's really funny because I actually used to work on dairy farms, and that was very accurate.
That's pretty nice. Look at it. It's like a big ass almond.
It's just disgusting. Everything about that's disgusting.
CDTVs.
Then we have this one here from Superman or No Green Rocks over on Twitter. No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the almond milk. I'm sorry, do you get 4 in the morning to go milk some almond titties?
I can't believe you held out on me, Neil. I could have been in this pond 7 years ago.
Just go with it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen today. Your wildest dreams.
See how they do me. Nobody tells me nothing.
I don't think so. It's almond juice.
Find the kitty on an almond for me, please.
Just
Look at him.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, No Green Rocks. Appreciate that. Then we got this one once again from @NoGreenRocks over on Twitter.
Oh, fuck! I'm having a bad trip! We're having a bad trip!
I think we are tripping.
God, I hate it.
My side's so much scarier than yours.
Oh shit, your trip sucks. You should come over here. It's way better.
Okay. Oh, fuck!
That's literally me, dude. Every time. It's fucking awful.
And we got this one from Extra Zero. Says, outside of streaming and racing, Camelot also fights the war on hippies, one home at a time.
Hello, ma'am. I'm working to clean up the neighborhood from parasites. Do you mind if I take a quick look around your house? I'm afraid you may have hippies. Yeah, they've been popping up all over the neighborhood lately. Miss Nelson next door had 7 hippies in her basement. They usually live in colonies.
And I like to do a, like a drug round table.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. And then we have this last one from Cammy Man. Years from now, when they make the Camelot biopic, Cammy Man, farewell to the flesh tuber.
And we got one more after that.
Just terrifying right there. All right. Then we have one more, you said? Okay, sounds good. I'll get that up over there. And let's just pop it in right here. Boom. What do we have? Mystery to all as it loads in real time. Guys, thank you again. Appreciate that. Oh, this is from Doug. It says, do you know why I pulled you over? What's that a reference to?
Oh, the chat's been saying I look like Fed Australia.
Oh, you look like a Fed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we should have seen you on January 6th, just running around.
I wasn't there, I promise.
Hayden, thank you again for your support. It says, Craig, reach out to Shy Lily. She's a VTuber on Twitch and is independent. She might come on to talk about the culture. Hayden, that's a great idea. Shy Lily. I'm going to write that down. Shy Lily. But yeah, I think that's a conversation to have. That like I said, I don't know. I don't know enough about this to really have a stance on it. Right? Is it kind of weird to me? Yeah, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that are weird to me that are normal to a lot of people. There's a lot of things that are weird about my life that I think people look at and they go, "That's weird," whatever, right? Like, so who knows? Who knows? Like I said, I'm not one to really judge, but whatever. Well, Cam, dude, I appreciate you coming in and talking about this because this is something that from the outside looking in has been fascinating to watch.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting to be on the other side of it, and like I said, I've talked about it me and Nick talked about it initially, and that was all I planned on talking about it. But people keep asking questions, and I don't mind talking about it. I think it's fun. It's also fun to, I guess, for people to kind of see and understand like this whole new culture, because that was probably the most interesting fact to me, like aside from all the goofy drama attached to it, is learning about this entirely new world that I had no idea existed. Because I like learning about shit like that. I like seeing like new things. So even though it was kind of weird and creepy at some points, I enjoyed the whole process. So
I think that's the one thing I hope that those who are really like big defenders of VTubers and the community and such attached to it, like realize that, like, look, it's new, it's different, it's weird to those looking at it from the outside who have never seen it before. And that's not to say it's bad, it's just different and it's weird. So those who aren't familiar with it are going to look and be like, that I don't understand. And that's why it's important to have those conversations, to be like, what is this? I don't understand this. Why did an entire group of people get mad at Camelot for posting what looked like just a funny picture? So
yeah,
but either way, well, dude, I appreciate it, man. Popping in. Hopefully you get some hydration in you. You
that's what I'm doing right when I walk downstairs. I'm going to take a liquid IV. I'm excited.
That a boy. Well, listen, big ups to you for popping on. Blabs, you got anything before we roll out?
Yeah, tonight on Kick, I'll be playing Battlefront 2 with the guys, and I will post in the chat the full Aussie channel. We're at 634 subs, and would love to get to 1,000 in the next couple of months. So if you guys aren't subscribed, check it out. There's a whole bunch of us on there. We post a lot of funny stuff, and we go live like twice a week. Cheers.
Amazing. Make sure you guys follow us over on Rumble, rumble.com/sidescrollers. We would genuinely appreciate it if you guys do over there, whether you're watching over on Twitch or YouTube or wherever it is. We appreciate all the support today with the super chats and the support. Neanderthal, thank you very much. Hayden, thank you very much. Once again, I'll be live in about 45 minutes or so, playing through Yoshi's Island. I'm on level 5. This could be bad. We have a history of level 5 resets. So we'll see if that continues today, and we go into July 4th, our little July 4th holiday with a break. Once again, no stream tomorrow, but we'll be back on the 5th once again with Geeks and Gamers, our final show on Geeks and Gamers this Wednesday. So make sure you guys show up for that. Then we'll return to Monday through Friday here on this channel. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Did we get one more? Oh, no, I didn't. That was Hayden. Sorry, I had that highlighted earlier. But thank you guys again for all the support today. Camelot, thank you again, dude. You're a stud, and love talking with you. Love every time you come on. It's a great show.
Oh yeah.
But with that said, guys, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal, go get it. Have a wonderful July 4th, all my Americans out there, and even those of you in Guam. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.